Okay, the hour being 3 o'clock. I think we'll call this agendas and priorities meeting of town council to order this 19th day of April, 2021. We have an agenda before us. Is there anything you wish to add or delete to that agenda?
One addition, your worship, under in camera, section 5, land negotiation, MGA 197-2, and the FOIP legislation, section 24-1G.
Okay. Any others? No, would someone like to move we adopt then the agenda as amended?
I so move, your worship.
Thank you, Councillor Hill. All in favor? Carried. Start the agenda off with updates from administration, ECC.
Thank you, your worship. Just fairly briefly, but we had some inquiries from local restaurants regarding temporary patios through to Stuart and to Megan. We did engage with a few restaurants and supporting them with some of their planning and ideas. So that communication did go out firsthand. So we'll see what happens with that. Just regarding the recreation facilities, the aquatic center, we are given clearance from the health inspector to have child group lessons. So which is a step forward to have youth together, our children, for swimming lessons. We are back now to having 2 teams for ice surface for lacrosse, such as activities such as lacrosse. With baseball going to be assuming their programming. I think they're working on through the soccer fields right now as we prepare the ball fields. Also, just regarding the fire department, we have the annual hazardous waste roundup every year. I think last year was in the fall. We're going to move it again back into the fall, just due to where we're at right now with COVID. It seems like we're quite busy with those counts. We want to make sure our staff and our citizens remain as safe as possible. So we're proposing that the hazardous waste roundup be scheduled back into September instead of in May. Besides that, administration, we are working on some policy developments just regarding health and safety and employment, just to outline administrative expectations on how employees receive pay and compensation as they are absent from work. So we do have some informal guidance to employees, but we just want to outline those expectations on as they are not working in the office or on their work location. How does that work when they're at home? So we're just completing that administrative work, and that provide administrative policy to provide guidance when a worker reports having COVID symptoms. So just even that, again, we have some procedure, but we just want to firm it up with a little bit of policy so the employees know what's expected of them when they have levels of symptoms with COVID. These 2 policies I reference definitely line up with the ECC objectives of maintaining a safe work environment. Besides that, so the biggest news regarding the town and COVID and ECC is of course, the recent press release regarding the aquatic center, where we had 1 confirmed case and 1 close contact with the staff. Staff through Megan and her staff did a really good job with the contact tracing. So we now know why we take names and phone numbers as people enter the facility. So we're able to reach back to them to outline what has just occurred and to confirm that they were a safe distance from that respective employee. That was conducted immediately, as well as a deep clean of the facility. So the facility did not have any closure. And so those operations, as for the current operations, are being maintained. And if there's any questions of administration, be happy to answer your questions.
Any questions? Councillor Beats?
So just to anyone, does anybody know the status of the high school? Is it actually deemed closed right now?
Well, I guess they're all on spring break right now.
Oh, they just happened to hit spring.
Yeah.
because they all got turned out, I think, last,
Yeah, they're to online learning.
no, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
That wasn't, that's just that's not the Catholic school.
No,
It's just
just 7 to,
but I think
9 to 12.
9 to 12, and I think they went out last Thursday, but I don't know anything after that.
Yeah.
And most of the parents don't either, I don't think. Okay.
Any other questions? No? Well, would someone like to move? We accept the CAO's ECC report.
I want to. Sorry.
I'd so move, your worship.
Thank you, Councillor Harrison. All in favor? Carried. Thank you. Administrative update, did you cover that?
And no, this is really an informal conversation with council. Often we've come back to you with a more formalized list of capital projects and actions associated with administration. We just thought, just ask administration, just be prepared for, kind of share what's up and coming on your to-do list as of right now. Certainly can take, as we talk to you, council, please fire back with any questions on status updates on other items that come to your attention. But really it's just a conversation. We'll just kind of go around administratively, but again, it's a conversation. Just pose the question as per each individual that will speak up. But and also to start, just generally some of the things I've not informed you about administratively that's certainly on our docket. And one item that comes to mind is the health and safety program developments. We're continuing to enhance our health and safety program. And we are working to achieve core. We're going to have an external audit in November of 2020. And right now, we're really working on the function of the committee, as well as the roles and responsibilities of the different parts of the program, right from senior leadership team, the committee, and the different employees. Everybody has a role with health and safety. Training focus is geared right now coming forward in the near future is supervisor training, committee training and inspections, how to conduct inspections. And of course, the role of the committee, associated actions is an ongoing conversation as well. So really happy with the health and safety program, how it's progressing with a all-in buy-in to that program. Not to move into Stuart's world, but of course, we're working internally with the economic development entity, which is it's been a fun conversation to be had to hopefully come to council more formally, likely in May-ish or early June. Also, we're looking ahead about with new council in January 2022 to solidify strategic planning services in similar fashion to what we did with this current council to ensure we have the ability to facilitate and pull out agenda and create a focus of council moving forward with the new faces around the table. And that's really from my perspective right now, besides what you hear from me every couple of weeks during my CAO report. But just going to look over to my left, we'll kind of go around, but again, please pose any questions. And Vanessa?
Coming up, we have on Monday, we'll appoint the council remuneration committee for this year, and we do have enough folks, so that's good. And also the election sign bylaw will be brought on Monday. And we started an update for you on the strategic plan of what's complete and what's coming up and what might be deferred based on what's going on, and you'll see that as well. The harassment policy is currently starting to be reviewed by an outside consultant for any gaps, and we're going to initiate a business license bylaw review because it's quite old. So that's in my area.
Good afternoon, Your Worship. As you'll see, Vanessa's just pulled up my list on the screen there. I won't go through it item for item because I think most of them, or some of them at least, are a repeat from last time we engaged in this fashion. I will maybe just touch on a few of them that are maybe either underway or coming up, some of the more significant ones. One that stands out being our lead mitigation program communications. So working with the operations department, we've started to roll out some information and details on the program that is being initiated this spring. In sort of the public realm, we're calling it the Drinking Water Safety Program, which might just describe a little bit more clearly of what it really is. Nonetheless, we've got a brochure that's set to go out to residents this week, and we've started to roll some of that out on social media as well over the past few days. But that's one we'll be promoting quite heavily over the next few weeks and into the next few months. As well, I'll just, again, touch on a few of these. We're engaging with some social media influencers just with respect to a spring social media campaign. So in the next few weeks here, in alignment with some of our plans from economic development initiatives that we've undertaken recently in a bid to better promote the community, we've got some things planned in terms of content and rolling it out through our various social media channels. So it'll be a fun one. We'll keep you engaged there. What else we got on the list? Our branding implementation. So as you know, council approved our new brand policy there just a few weeks ago. So lots of or several components of branding and our revised logo that have been implemented and rolled out. The one thing that we're working on this week, we have new email signatures that we'll be sending out to all of you as well on council. We'll also send some instructions that'll explain how to do that. It's quite simple, but we'll make sure that's sort of broken out for you in a very easy to understand manner, and certainly will remain available to help you if you need any assistance with that. Just going a little bit further down the list, continuing to work with the policing committee on their stakeholder engagement plan that's been developed for 2021. We did just conclude the community safety survey for that committee, which we'll be discussing with them next week, just to give council some indication. I think we finished with just over 100 survey responses, so we'll be compiling that for the committee's review. I think it's next Tuesday or Wednesday evening. One item on there that was directed by council was the development of a commercial industrial land inventory. We've got that, a note there on hold at the moment, just to emphasize we haven't forgotten about that one. I know that was one that was asked of us. We have been looking into it and doing a little bit of research around how to put that together. We've come up with a few or against a few roadblocks and barriers that are just making it a little bit difficult or challenging at the moment. Nonetheless, we'll be looking at ways of coming up with something that still meets the need that was expressed. I think I'll probably just leave it at that for now then, unless there's any particular items on there that piques council's interest, and be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions?
Your worship, through to Stuart, the mobile app, have you started any discussions around that at all, or are you doing exploration from this end first? And
yeah, your worship, through to Councillor Barkley, that one's very preliminary at the moment. We've just started internally pulling some information, a rough idea of pricing. I know the direction was to engage with stakeholders and perhaps the chamber as well on that one. We haven't quite gotten to that stage yet, but it is in the plans for the next few weeks to at least look into it further.
thank you.
No? No more questions? All right. Thank you, Stuart.
Nobody told me we needed a Word document to put on the screen, Stuart. Okay, so I have mine written down. So for planning and development, permit activity is definitely increased the first quarter of 2021, so that's good. We have the new day dental building under construction you've likely seen. And now the development permit approved for the new Freeman Insurance building out just south of UFA. So that's exciting. We're already sitting at about $3 million for building permit value. And last year at this time, we were just sitting at about $1 million. So we're about 3 times higher on building permit values. At the same time, Dodds Lake plan, hopefully we'll have that wrapped up later this month, as well as the North Area Structure Plan. We'll have that final draft back in the next couple of weeks. The intermunicipal development plan, the committee met last week, so we will have some final draft amendments back to the committee, and then we'll be starting on to public engagement into May. The downtown area redevelopment plan, we're just sort of getting going on that, how that'll look. We will also have a bit of an LUB update coming in the next few months. Some of the things, the group home residential care item and a few other cleanups in that bylaw, hopefully in the next couple months. We are also we're doing our internal safety codes audit in the next few weeks, as well as looking at some service level assessments in conjunction with our contract with our current service provider expiring in May. So that's ongoing. On the energy champion front, so Tracy's working through that. Probably early June, we'll have a presentation back to council from that program. Then on FCSS, this week is volunteer week. So there's some activities going on, some cupcakes and packages being handed out at the co-op and at No Frills throughout the week. Yak and YPAC are active this week as it's spring break. So I believe there's an activity every day this week being put on by various groups for the youth. The Age Friendly Committee, we're just going through applications and getting organized to get that committee functioning. And then on the wheelchair accessible van, we've submitted a grant application. So hopefully we'll be able to have a transportation committee in May to potentially move that project forward. For facilities, we're looking to get the dehumidifier project going in May. The pool, we're currently getting quotes for pool basin painting and shower repairs. The library, the lighting upgrades should be happening in the next couple of months. The curling rink, there's been lots of painting, light replacement, new ceiling in the lounge all done. So it's looking good down there. And then we're going to have the conversation with HCMA today on the multiplex. So that's good. For recreation, this week is Community Green and Clean Week. So in case you want to go pick up garbage, we have the supplies for you. The Market on Main, we are working with the chamber to make sure that that's a go this year. We're working on a farmer's market license, so getting confirmation from enough vendors to be confirmed as a farmer's market. The plan is that we would start, we're aiming for 14 weeks this year. So from the 3rd week of June through Labor Day week. The week before the Weekend of Wheels weekend is the plan. Yeah, tennis courts are open. We are not charging for keys again this year. So keys from last year still work. The skate park ambassador program. So we're currently looking for youth to come forward to take part in a program to help with the culture at the skate park. We've also applied for a grant that could potentially have us hire a summer student that would be generally on site at the skate park doing things. So hopefully we hear back from that in May as well. And then, yeah, downtown, just working through some concepts and determining what we can tackle this year for some downtown upgrades.
I just have one question of Director Jenkins, and what at the heliport? All righty. I stand. Okay. Erica, what have you got?
I don't have anywhere near that many items, but so I'm just working with the auditors today to wrap that all up. They're actually coming next Monday to do their presentation at 3:30. So that's all good. Based on council's approval of the tax bylaw, taxes are printed and being stuffed as we speak, and they will be out in the mail by Wednesday. Just through working with the operations guys, all the summer staff have now been hired, and I'm just working on getting those offer letters out and sent out, and they'll be starting on next Monday. And yeah, that's all I really have. I've been so busy with all these meetings. I don't know. I don't.
If I might ask, CEO of Erica, the summer student program this
Mhm.
year, it's a go this year?
Is a what, sorry?
Is it a go this year for a summer student?
Yeah, we're hiring summer students.
Okay, last year we didn't, right? We cut it down
We
substantially.
did. 4. We only hired 4.
Okay,
No, we hired 15 this year. So 1 for the arena and then 14 for
oh.
operations
right,
and parks.
Okay,
Yeah, council's made it clear on that expectation to get back to pre-COVID service
That's-
levels.
that was my thoughts where we were heading. Okay, good. Thank you.
I think it's my turn. So major capital, I guess we can start with the heliport. So we are working on prelim design and the cost estimate. So we should have that by the end of May. CP Rail update. We received the whistle sensation agreement from CP Rail. We're just finalizing that. And they did request within that agreement, though, a $400 yearly charge to increase their insurance to go with no whistles. So that's in there. As well, we are finalizing the pedestrian crossing agreement, so we have gotten further on that one. Unfortunately, construction for that was not, they updated us on this construction schedules not till October. So unfortunately, we won't have that one in operation, call it, for the school year because we won't be able to build the trail until next year. We can't build the trail without the crossing there, otherwise we'll be directing kids to a non-manned crossing. So unfortunately, yeah, we are going to be a little bit behind on that one, but they did come in with their cost estimates within our budget. So as well as they gave me some good news that they will be applying for a grant to hopefully cover 50% of that cost. So we're hopeful that we'll get that grant through them. A couple other projects, 53rd Ave, it'll be starting, the water temps being laid out right now this week. We have a startup for 46th Ave this week, so we're looking at doing temps there next week. So early start on those projects. Diamond 7 construction is to start within 2 weeks. Tree planting along 52nd Ave, we've closed that one with Bluegrass, getting that program to plant new trees along there. That'll be coming forward with confirmed schedule still to be brought forward. We'll be meeting with residents out at Willow Ridge. So something new this year in regards to tree planting. We're doing some replacement trees in there, but we're also going to look at naturalizing the area. So this, in order for us to try and reduce some of our mowing and our weed whipping areas, where we've talked to the residents along there to get their feel on what they thought about doing a naturalized area. They've had really good, so far, buy-in with it. So we're going to present kind of what our plan is and move forward with that. So that'll help us reduce some of our mowing time out there. 50th Street landscaping, phase 2, that's the planters along the north side of 50th. We'll be going out for quote on those in 2 weeks. And then the RV water fill station, we'll be looking at installing that water service here within the next couple of weeks. That's because the town services will be doing that water install. So we'll be looking at moving forward with that right away. And then, yeah, Stuart caught up on the lead mitigation. So we will be looking at doing that starting in May, start doing some of those tests. That's all I got.
Okay. Ken, are you included in this?
I have a question, Your Worship.
Councillor Bates, sorry.
I have a couple on CP, of course. So they've approved the whistle cessation. Now, have they given us a time when they'll do that crossing so that we have a rough idea when that might actually all occur?
Yeah, sorry, I should have updated you on that. So they are working on the program or the cost estimate for the 42nd Ave. So what we've done is, because that one, they're not giving us a timeline, is we will be doing the whistle sensation from 44th to Highway 54, get that in place. And then once that crossing's done, we'll then extend it past
Okay.
42nd. So we're hopeful, depending on, well, I don't want to give any timelines actually when it comes to CP. But
Okay.
we're working on it.
Okay, but, okay, so it could even be partial. That's great. And then the other question with the pedestrian one. So construction starts in October? Do
That's what
they
they've told us.
tell us it'll be a month, or is it like, I'm just curious, because once it's done, it's been a natural, even though we may not have completed the path, I'm pretty sure it can be used right away as soon as it's done. Because the path became natural, even though we didn't create one.
All they've given me was it'll start in October. They haven't given me any other type of schedule though.
I hope they, yeah.
Yeah. So
Hope they don't wait
unfortunately-
for frost and then tell us it can't be.
Yeah, I can't get any more progress, and we'll be starting in October. So
And then doesn't have anything to do with those two, but a week or so ago, we talked about the crossing there by Fast Gas and how it's temporarily timber and rough. I think I saw a news article in Mountain View that Olds has one of those too, and that they're talking about temporary 6 months. I'm hoping we're not, but
we were contacted last week from a gentleman with CP. He's 4 to 6 weeks.
okay.
Because they gave us a heads up on some lane, because they'll be closing that intersection for 2 days to get it completed. But
Yeah.
yeah, so we'll have that one plus the Highway 54, hopefully in 4 to 6 weeks.
Okay, thank you.
All right, any other questions? Doesn't appear to. Mr. CAO, have you got anything else? Or have you got your own list?
I do, but it's all inclusive of these guys. They're pretty self-sufficient, but I do get my knuckles in there, so I probably bottleneck these guys a bit, but certainly tells you how committed these guys are, but how busy, but doesn't include a lot of other things that they're working on as well. But just want to give you a general idea what the immediate priority is. But there's a lot more going on besides what you just heard today.
I think that's a given. We understand that.
Yep.
But,
And I'm not whining about
Just-
how busy we are.
No. Just the
That was many
day-to-day,
months ago. Right
the
now, we're just-
day-to-day operations,
Pardon me?
the day-to-day operations require a fair amount of time,
You bet.
I hope. Okay, any other questions of the administration? If not, would someone like to move we accept these reports for information?
I'll move that we accept the administration update as presented. Thank you.
All in favor? Carried. Thank you. Is it our intent to do this format at all the ANPs or?
Your worship, we'll take questions anytime. That's what we're here for. If you need updates on any item, please ask. Likely not, just we kind of zone in on the immediate agenda items, but we're certainly will take your questions anytime.
Okay. Well, it was a very productive report today. Thank you. Okay, roundtable discussions. I guess we can quickly check on that.
Sure, I'll start, Your Worship. Thank
Councillor
you.
Hill, thank you.
No, not too terribly much. I was asked if it's a water ski club that does put in the dock, or when that typically happens. And I don't know if we have an answer for that or not, but some people are wanting to get kayaking and they think it's safer to launch off of a dock versus that. So that was just one question.
It is the water ski club's dock. So yeah, they put it in.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was pretty well what I told them, but I wanted to make sure that I was correct. And then other than that, no, that's about all. So I just wanted to check up on that and go from there. Thank you.
Okay. Councillor Bates.
So I did attend 2 of the AUMA sessions, Thursday, Friday Zooms, and I wish I got more out of them, but I can't say they were really valuable. The most entertaining part of it was the chat box, watching various people poke political fun at each other. And I do plan to attend the elected officials information session this week. That's it.
Councillor Barkley.
I attended IDP last week with Red Deer County. It was very good. It was AUMA on Thursday, Friday as well, and then have economic development session tomorrow and the candidates forum on Thursday. Training, not forum.
Councillor Reber.
Okay, I also attended the IDP at the Red Deer County offices. So that was a very good presentation that Megan and Ron had put together. Ron from the county, it was very informative, and I think with a few little tweaks we had discussed there, once it comes to council here, I think you'll see that they did a good job of it. And coming up this week, I have the Central Alberta Regional Waste Management Committee meeting. That's one of 2 every year. This one is, we'll be doing an update on the bylaws because of changes to the MGA. So they had to change some language and things around. We'll be doing that. And the Historical Village also has a meeting on Wednesday, and that's the first meeting we've had in quite a few months there, just because of the COVID. So they're looking to see what's going to be possible and where they're going. And I'll also be attending the, whatever you called it, the council thing, the candidate thing, whatever the proper terminology is.
Thank you, Your Worship. Fairly quiet this past week. I did attend a webinar put on by the Alberta Council on media training, and I circulated the slide deck to all of you. Yeah, it was very, very interesting. It's always good to get a refresher. I believe we've all had that, and not really anything new, but it's good to get refreshed when it comes to the media, that's for sure. The CAPE, the Central Alberta Economic Partnership, their annual public meeting is May the 6th at 2 p.m. It's via Zoom. It's a Tuesday. So it might be worthwhile if you've got time to attend. Friday, April the 23rd, this Friday coming up from 1 to 3:30, they're having the elected official member engagement session also via Zoom. And I believe those links have been sent to Vanessa and Todd. So I think you probably get, if you're interested, get those links and join. I'm also attending the candidates workshop on Thursday evening, April the 22nd. So that's all I had, Your Worship. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. I don't have a heck of a lot to report other than we've been busy with the SRD, meeting with them and negotiations, which is on your topic and a little later on in the meeting, but it seems like, well, I don't know, they had one meeting with Minister MacGyver in regards to a discussion about the funding for the twinning of the water line from Olds to Carstairs, that we're still short of funds. We've got an accounts receivable for about $3.2 million, and the government's a little short right now. So, but anyways, the Minister MacGyver is give us a listening, and we're gonna follow up on that after, anyways. See where that leads to. And I've got a water commission meeting on Wednesday, but I don't think there's anything earth shattering in that regard. I think that's everything I've got for now. I want to thank Councillor Rehberger and Councillor Barkley for doing the IDP for me. I got tied up and I couldn't make it, but anyways, thank you. I knew it was in excellent hands, so. Anyways, I'll quickly go around the table. Stephen, you got anything else? No? Erica? No? Ken? Stuart? Vanessa? Vanessa's going to help me. I'm hosting the South Central Alberta Mayor's Zoom meeting on the 27th. There's 13 people, so we're trying to pass it on every 2 months to a different mayor, so I stuck my neck out for the next two, so Erica's going to help me with the agenda and record some minutes, and there'll be a little bit of correspondence, but I thank her for helping me. Of course, I had to get the CAO's approval, but didn't take long. Anyways, I guess that's it for roundtable discussion, unless there's,
I did have one more question. I
Oh.
forgot to ask it on the organics waste pickup. When does that go to weekly? Who answers that?
It starts, well, it's next week is the regular and then it starts after that. So May
Okay,
1st.
because this nice schedule we put out shows it starting June 1st.
We did do an update. It was released, I believe, last week. We did a media release on the update on the waste organic. Yeah.
Okay, because I thought I'd saw that, but this was still sitting on Patty's counter. So that's the one I've got on my fridge at home. So
Patty's counter.
people call me and I look at it, but it's
Okay.
okay. Just want to make sure I had it right. Thanks.
okay, anything else? Do we invite, we don't invite from outside? If not, would someone like to move we go in camera?
I will move, your worship.
Thank you, Councillor Barkley. All in favor? Carried. Take a 2-minute break.